Hello everyone. Today we're going to discuss the steady rise of the dollar, then talk about the data coming out. U.S. industrial production, the weekly oil inventories, and Australian unemployment. This is Marshall Gittler, Head of Investment Research here at FXPRIMUS, bringing you my North American opening market comment. Well, the dollar is up across the board at midday in Europe today. It's up against all the major currencies and 16 of the 17 emerging market currencies we track, with only the Malaysian ringgit posting a small gain. There doesn't seem to be any fresh news today pushing the currency up, just continued optimism about the U.S. economy. Yesterday's good U.S. data caused the Atlanta Fed to raise their GDP Now model forecast for fourth quarter GDP growth to 3.3% from 3.1%. That's well above the 2.1% or so that private forecasters are forecasting, as you can see from the graph. The U.S. data out today is expected to keep the dollar bid. The U.S. industrial production is forecast to rise a bit after 2 relatively weak months. So signs that U.S. output is picking up and capacity utilization is increasing should add to the optimism about economic growth and future inflation that yesterday's data caused, and it should be positive for the dollar. The market was expecting a relatively small rise in U.S. oil inventories, but the API data out overnight showed a much larger build. So if the figure today does come out, if the Department of Energy figure today does come out in line with what's expected, that would be positive for oil. In any event, though, I assume the price will be affected more by any further comments about the possibility of OPEC reaching an agreement at its meeting on November 30th. Finally, the Australian unemployment rate is expected to rise, even as the number of people in employment rises as well. That's because the participation rate is expected to rise too. In that case, the rise in employment should be more important than the rise in the unemployment rate, and the numbers should be positive for the Australian dollar. The question, though, is whether market participants reacting quickly to a figure flashing up on the screen will be so analytical. I doubt it. This is Marshall Gittler, Head of Investment Research at FXPRIMUS. Get more market insights on our education pages and turn your trading ideas into action with FXPRIMUS, the safest place to trade.